high bar to meet, but I'll do my best. All right, we're going to get started really quick and find out actually how well this story is going to go. So make some noise if you guys have ever been to the state of Maine. Anybody who's ever... All right, that's a good start. Now we're going to go even lower. Make some noise if you were one of the fortunate of us who got to graduate college around 2009, 2010, 2011. All right, so we got some. All right, this is for you guys. So, those of them that made noise know how hard was it to get a job when you graduated college? It was darn near impossible to get a job. So impossible that though I was born and raised in the Philadelphia suburbs my entire life, the only job that I could get, no kidding, was at a boarding school in the state of Maine. Right, okay, so get ready. So if you're familiar with the state of Maine, or even if you're not, here's how you get there. You take I-95, right? All right, so we're going to get more familiar with it. You cross the border, going on 95, and then like an hour later you hit Portland. It's pretty simple. About an hour later after that, you hit the capital of Maine, Augusta. And they're about an hour and 15, or an hour if you're 20 years old, you hit Bangor, Maine, which what people below it would call northern Maine. And then no one really refers to actual northern Maine as anything, because it just doesn't really exist. They call it the county because it's no joke, it's bigger than the state of Connecticut and Rhode Island, like all in combined. It's one county. All right, so if you take 95 all the way up, it goes through Portland, Augusta, it goes through Bangor, it goes a whole lot longer than that, and then it ends. And then you get off, and then you go another hour north on Route 1. That's right, the same Route 1. You can take it all the way. You go an hour north, and then you get to Limestone, Maine, which is where I called home for a little while in 2010. Now, a little bit about Limestone, Maine. It was actually really important during the Cold War era. There was an Air Force base there. It was very strategic because it was actually the closest military base to Europe at the time. So it was pretty important. And then when the Cold War ended, it wasn't really important. And so it looks like everyone got a call one day and was like, hey, we don't need you here. Everyone was like, thank God, and then they just left. Because I'm not kidding you, there's still an Air Force base, there's still tanks, there's still military vehicles there just sitting there. You can drive on the runway, it's just like everyone just left. So anyway, but Limestone, the town that I was in, if you're wondering, yes, it was close to Canada, so close, it was a border town. It was about less than 2,000 people. The closest towns were towns called Caribou and Presque Isle. And Caribou had about 9,000, Presque Isle had about 18,000, and Presque Isle even had a mall and a Taco Bell. So we were set. It was like a half hour away. But Limestone had the essentials. It had a bank, it had a pizza shop, and it had a car mechanic. And it's about those three places that I will tell this story today. In the middle of August, I was in the middle of training for my job, and I had about an hour lunch break, and I had to run some errands, including getting my oil change, because I had just driven over all of God's green northeastern earth. And so I show up, again, middle of August, and I say, I'd like to drop my car off for an oil change. And the woman, at the counter, she kind of opens up her book. It looks like a hair salon appointment book, and she goes, okay, great. Looks like the next one we have is September 7th. Let's recap. It was middle of August, and the next oil change they had was September 7th. I could go at 7:30 tomorrow morning and get an oil change in 20 minutes at Jiffy Lube. I'm not condoning it, but and so I look at her and I'm like, what? And she was like, yeah, September 7th. Do you want to make that appointment? And I'm like, are you not seeing the discomfort in front of your face right now? And so after like a solid 20 seconds of us realizing we're not speaking the same language, she goes, hold on. She runs to the back. She gets a mechanic. She goes, you know what? We can fit your car in this afternoon, but you're going to have to leave it. And I'm like, yeah, that's fine. I live up the block. Like, it's a town, like, whatever. So I'm so thank you so much. Like, I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. It means a whole lot to me, blah, blah, blah. Even though it shouldn't, because whatever. But anyway, so I'm like, all right, I'm really hungry. This is my lunch break. I got to go. I should check out this pizza shop, because I love pizza, Philly pizza, Lorenzo's, big ups. But, so I go, and it's about 1:15-ish, And I go in, and it's your average pizza sandwich shop kind of place that you would see in town anywhere. And I go up to the counter and I say, yeah, can I get a slice of cheese and a Diet Coke? And the girl, who could not have been more than 16, standing at the counter, she just stares at me, and she's really confused look, kind of like what I was giving the woman who said it would be another 3 weeks till I could get an oil change. And she's doing like the, what? I'm sorry, you wanted what? I said, oh, can I just get a slice of cheese and a Diet Coke? And she like looks at me and looks all confused and looks back at her mom and her, like, I'm sure it was her mom working in the kitchen, let's be serious. And she looks back at her mom, and I can say that because I've worked in a kitchen. So she looks back and she's like, he just wants a slice of cheese and a Diet Coke. And I go, no, a slice of cheese pizza, because I order pizza a whole lot, and people who get orders of pizza a whole lot know that when you want a slice of cheese, you don't just want a little thing of American cheese on your little plate, you want the whole goddamn slice. So I have to explain to her, no, I want the slice of cheese pizza. And she goes, oh, I'm so sorry. All right, this is going to be really quick. Oh, I'm so sorry. We only serve slices between 12:30 and 1 o'clock. That's the kind of town I'm in. So then I proceed to the bank because I need to open up a checking account. As we discussed earlier, the nearest town was about 20 minutes away in a town called Caribou. I'm sorry, I don't want to do my banking in a town named after an animal that no one's ever seen. So I walk in and I say, I'd like to open up a checking account. She says, okay, great. We sit down, we go over all your normal questions. By the way, she's the only person in the bank, so I don't know who was manning the counter or the vault or any of that. And she starts going over the questions, can I have your driver's license, your standard questions. And she asks, okay, and why did you choose Katahdin National Bank? Right, which was my exact reaction. And I look at her and I say, I literally look around and I go, you're the only bank in 30 minutes. If I need money, you're who I'm coming to. So needless to say, I did not last long at that home. I now reside in Westchester, and I'd actually like to take this moment to ask that if anyone lives near my current home, over there on Minor Street, and anyone sees me tonight breaking into my window via the fire escape, if you could not call the cops, because I may or may not have just locked myself at my apartment, out of my apartment, walking here, so I will be breaking in to my own apartment tonight. Because irony knows no bounds. Thank you.
Hello, everybody.